Hello and welcome. I'm Millicent Walker. Tonight, President of Senate Dr. Bukola Saraki calls for investigation into National Assembly blockade by security operatives, commends Osibajo's swift action. Presidency defends Osibajo's sack of DSS boss Lawal Daura, says President Buhari gave his consent to the action. All Progressives Congress welcomes former minority leader Senator Akpabio to its fold as he defects from opposition PDP. And Russia faces sanctions from US for allegedly poisoning ex-spies living in the UK with a chemical weapon.
On business news tonight, 5 securities exchanges collaborate to form a new body for global competitiveness in Nigeria's capital market.
And on sports news tonight, the Falconets of Nigeria seek redemption when they face Minnows Haiti tomorrow in their second group game of the 2018 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in France.
We begin with a call by the President of Senate for an investigation into Tuesday's blockage of the National Assembly by operatives of the Department of State Services. Dr. Bukola Saraki describes the action as a show of shame which should not have happened. Senator Saraki told a World Press Conference in Abuja that the act was one of cowardice by those who sought to execute an illegal impeachment without the backing of the law. Our correspondent Linda Akpabio reports.
The gates of the National Assembly are wide open for legislators, workers and journalists to come in. A far cry from the incident on Tuesday, August 7th, when operatives of the Department of State Security Service barricaded the National Assembly gates, preventing PDP lawmakers, staff and journalists from entering into the Assembly for some time before the barricades were eventually removed. Inside the National Assembly, the lobby is packed full with journalists and PDP legislators as the Senate President is about to address the press. There is no APC lawmaker in sight.
A matter of record that yesterday,
the Senate President begins a news conference with the condemnation of Tuesday's blockade of the National Assembly.
The siege was also an act of cowardice by those seeking to carry out an illegal impeachment of leaders of the Senate in flagrant disregard of the law.
Senator Saraki also reacts to allegations that he was the mastermind behind the National Assembly blockade. He also speaks on calls for him to step down as Senate President.
Now, the funny question I'm hearing is that the Director of SSS reports to me, and the IG reports to me. This is the IG, and they all report to me. Nigerians are not fools, and I think that's an insult to integrity of all of us. What happened yesterday, and that's why the acting president did the right thing. It was wrong. They had no business in stopping the work of an arm of government. First question, it is clear I was not given. You use the word given. I was not given. I was elected by a member. So I think it's important. Secondly, according to our constitution, it says that the members of the National Assembly who so wish as a member. It does not say that you have to come from a political party. And I think those that know that.
The National Assembly was unable to take action on President Buhari's request that Parliament transfer funds from projects to finance the 2019 budget, a request which the Senate President feels is coming rather late.
We want a free and credible election. But what we don't like is where the wrong message is being passed out. Okay, after you submitted the 2018 budget, you had December, you had January, you had February, you had March, you had April, you had May, you had June. That does not sense. So to say today that National Assembly is the one that does not want election is not true. With you to ensure.
From the news conference straight to the meeting between the National Assembly leadership and the INEC chairman over funding the 2019 general elections, which is to cost the country 242 billion naira. Both sides appear to have come to an agreement as regards election funding, going by the comments of the INEC chairman and lawmakers.
We are very happy with the meeting, and we have been assured that this will be granted expeditious consideration, perhaps as early as next week.
We are agreeing that we will fix a date where we can resume to consider this budget and ensure passage.
As the leadership of the National Assembly agrees to reconvene at some point to discuss President Buhari's vehement request to fund the 2019 general elections, it will be fascinating to see if APC and PDP senators will be able to set aside their dispute and give attention to this and other pressing national issues. Linda Akibi, Channels Television News.
And shortly after the press conference, the President of Senate made a trip up north, precisely to Minna in Niger State, for a private meeting with the former military president, retired General Ibrahim Babangida, at his country home. The meeting was held behind closed doors and lasted for more than 1 hour. Dr. Saraki, however, refused to comment on their discussion, saying it was strictly private. He was accompanied by Senators Shaba Lafagi and Baba Hakim Ahmed. And former Senate Minority Leader Senator Godswill Akpabio has officially pledged allegiance to the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. The former governor made the announcement at a rally organized by the APC to welcome him into the party in Ikotek Pene area of Akwa Ibom State.
A crowd of APC supporters gathered at the Ikotek Pene Township Stadium in Akwa Ibom State. And even though this is no football match, the atmosphere is identical. The eventful political scene in the country yet again takes on another dimension with this welcome rally organized by the All Progressives Congress for Senator Godswill Akpabio. Having served as a two-term governor of the state and later as minority leader on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Akpabio is set to officially pledge allegiance to the ruling APC. An excited party chairman in the company of other top APC officials welcome him with some dance moves.
State, welcome you wholeheartedly to the progressive family that we call the All Progressive Congress. Godswill Akpabio, a symbol of our unity.
For a man who has been a key figure in the opposition PDP for years, many have wondered what motivated his defection.
To the highest level. Welcome on board.
It takes time to explain, but before that, some more dancing.
This is the moment of uncommon change. Uncommon change has come to Akwa Ibom. Uncommon change has come to South-South. Uncommon change has come to Niger Delta. Some people are saying that they put a gun on my head. I have a young man here who wrote a lot of petitions against me to EFCC. Those petitions were sorted out. As I stand before you, I have never been charged to court.
The national leader of the APC speaks highly of the new member of the party.
Look at the progress. Look at the infrastructural development that you experienced during the period of Godswill Akpabio.
More goodwill messages pour in, this time from the presidency.
I come here to extend this goodwill to you from the president and the acting president for the show of solidarity, and to tell you that this government of President Muhammadu Buhari loves the people of Akwa Ibom State.
As political parties in the country seek to fortify their ranks ahead of the 2019 elections, these moves might not come as a surprise to the electorate, who hold the power to choose who hold the power to choose their preferred party at the end of the day.
Joining us on the news at 10 is Senator Akpabio. He joins us live from Ikotekpene. Many thanks for joining us on the news at 10. Let's start from the real reason you decided to join the All Progressives Congress, considering the stories that the federal government may have some things against you, and that's why you had to run for cover under the APC.
Well, that is not correct, because you can see the entire PDP family in Kwara State ran down to the APC the moment certain leaders in Kwara decamped. So you cannot say that they were running into the APC because they are running away from problems. And you see the cross-competing across different political parties. Definitely the people that are coming into PDP should actually be endangered if that story were to be true, that people in the PDP are those who are being haunted. So it's just a figment of imagination of people who are speaking. I have nothing outstanding by way of cases in EFCC, and I did uncommon transformation in Akwa Ibom State, and you could account for every kobo that I collected in Akwa Ibom State, and I can tell you that I was one of the best governors in my time without being boastful. So that story is not correct. It's totally untrue. It's just mischief makers who are frightened that with my presence today in the APC, that party is going to experience uncommon transformation, uncommon turnaround. In the sense that it's already victory before the election. That is why you hear all those munglings and muddling and grumbling going on.
On the balance of power in the National Assembly, especially between the All Progressives Congress and the PDP, how will this play out when the National Assembly resumes?
In 2019, I will help them. But for today, I'm a member of the APC, a proud one.
Senator Akpabio, if you can hear me.
And I assure you that things are going to change.
Senator Akpabio, just asking, with regards to the balance of powers in the National Assembly, how will it play out, especially between the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party?
Yes. I didn't get you very well.
How will the balance of power play out between especially the APC and the PDP lawmakers when the National Assembly resumes?
It's going to be quite interesting and dramatic when the National Assembly resumes, because today the two groups are bantering, and this one is saying I'm a majority, this one is saying I'm a minority or otherwise. But the reality for me is that the National Assembly should be there for national interest. That's why it is called national. It shouldn't be a place for political parties. Every senator should be a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The interests of Nigerians should be uppermost in our minds. We should be concerned about the killings of people in Taraba, in Benue, and other places, Plateau, Adamawa, and Yobe, even in Akwa Ibom State. We should be concerned about children who are in IDP camps in Borno. We should conspire to bring about a change in the security situation. We should conspire to support the president to bring peace to Nigeria. We should conspire to ensure that we put food on the table of Nigerians. We should conspire to make sure that Nigerians can sleep well in the night, not to conspire to take power. And for me, I left the People's Democratic Party because the party does not have a reward system. For 3 years, myself and my colleagues kept the party going. But shortly after the party came on stream, the new working committee came on stream, they decided to slap us and then ignore us and sideline us. And you can imagine people who destroyed the party.
If I may,
2015.
Senator Akpabio, if I may, please, let's have a conversation. I want to quickly ask this question because we're short of time. And this is with regards to ideologies. How can you convince Nigerians about your brand of politics now you switched parties? I mean, people might think that you would switch, should perhaps in the future, if circumstances become different.
I can tell you that I'm not actually a person who believes in changing party, but I'm a man of principle. I have said that I changed political party today because of national interest. I cannot sit back when I can make positive contribution and stand outside and continue to criticize the current government. I've been an executive of a state for 8 years and a successful one at that. I cannot understand what some of my colleagues are doing with security votes, because today everybody is crying and trying to leave security to only the federal government. Security is everybody's business. Even intelligence gathering and security is important. So all the states are still taking security votes today, but yet they are all crying for Inspector General of Police, crying for the army, crying for this. I never cried such things when I was in government. And then the people are suffering. Who are the people that are being worst hit by the current situation of blame game here and there? The Nigerians are worst hit. Most of the states, you have so many IDPs, you have so many killings, and I don't want us to go into politics of trying to make use of the tragedies that are befalling certain communities today to do policies. It is not the change of government that brings security. Otherwise, after the change of President Jonathan, it would have been easy for how to have security in the country. It is the ability of the character of Nigerians. Every politician should be concerned about the welfare of the citizens of this country, not to conspire to take power. Okay. Let us conspire to support the government of the day to bring security to all Nigerians. Let's secure the lives and properties of Nigerians. If you look at Section 14, subsection 2B of the Constitution of Nigeria, the only primary function of government is to ensure the security of lives and citizens.
Many thanks, Senator Godswill Akpabio, joining us from Ikotekpene, the very vocal Senator Godswill Akpabio. Well, in part two, after the break, court orders Inspector General of Police to produce INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu over alleged refusal to obey court order. Please stay with us.